I want to read you one final story tonight as well. You can stay standing. This story came from Jeannie in Austin, Texas. She said one of the worst decisions I ever made was 35 years ago at the age of 18. I became pregnant and decided not to keep the child. I was too afraid and ashamed to go to my parents for help, so I decided to fix my mistake and terminate the pregnancy. She said, I still remember climbing the stairs in the clinic with a group of other young women. I've always been sorry that I did not seek out other options, and I wonder what my life would be like today if I would have chosen to give life. You might have noticed some common threads in the stories that you've heard tonight, whether it was a story I read or a video that you saw. Many people chose to share with me not from the happiest chapters or the most victorious chapters in the story of their lives, but from the broken chapters like Jenny, like Melanie. And what I came to realize as I read 10,000 stories is that we all got them. We all have broken chapters in the stories of our lives. Whether it was a horrible mistake we've made that's followed us and haunted us every day since. Whether it's abuse we suffered as a child. Whether it's a broken home we grew up in. Whether it's financial trouble we're facing. Whether it's cancer we're battling. We all have these broken chapters in the story of our lives, and we're left here to figure out what to do with them. You know, some of you may have a broken chapter, and it's that chapter you wish you never had written. You try to pretend like it's not there. Maybe before tonight you kind of successfully dug it way down deep, never had to deal with it. All of a sudden I come around and start talking about the story of your life, and maybe some parts of your story are coming back up to the surface. Well, I gotta tell you, Jenny, she could have stopped writing in that last sentence of how she's always been sorry and wonders what her life would be like today. And her story could have ended void of any hope. But she wrote one more paragraph. And this is what she said. She said, today I know that God has forgiven me. Today I believe I'll meet my child one day in heaven. I made a poor choice in 1975, but today I have hope. And now I have a strong conviction to lead children to Christ. And so I work at the children's ministries at my church. You guys, I believe that Jenny's story is a shining example of the healing that can take place in the stories of our lives. In the most broken chapters of our lives, redemption can begin and healing can begin when we place them in the hands of a God who loves us, of a God who knows about all our broken chapters, no matter how we try to hide them. Healing can begin like it has in Jenny's life. Not only can it begin, but it can continue. Look what God has done in Jenny's life. She terminated pregnancy 35 years ago, and today she has a passion for working with children. Jenny was brave and told the story of her life, and the healing has begun in her life. Melanie is battling cancer for a third time, but the healing has begun in Melanie's life. You remember Connor? Kids at school are calling him stupid. But Connor knows that God made him. And Connor knows that God doesn't make mistakes. And in Connor's life, the healing has begun. You remember Haley, 13 surgeries in 3 years, can't go back to college, trying to figure out why God thinks she's so strong. But in Haley's life, the healing has begun. Remember Lily? Spent the first 7 years of her life being abused in a Guatemalan orphanage. Now she's got her own bedroom in Tennessee, and it's all pink. I've seen it. And in Lily's life, the healing has begun. But Julie, 15-year-old girl, dad walks out. I don't love you enough to stay. Julie's found a father in heaven, and in Julie's life, the healing has begun. And here's my question to you tonight. What's your story? What's your broken chapter? Has the healing begun for you? Now maybe you're thinking, hey, you don't know about my broken chapters. The healing can never begin for me. That's not for me. You're right, I don't know about your broken chapters. But here's what I do know. I know about mine. And I know that there's a voice that'll come in and whisper in my ear every single day. And it'll say things like, you're no good. Who are you to sing songs about healing, songs about grace? You think God loves you? Oh, you're messed up. That voice will say, oh, if God loves you, why would he let you go through so much pain? Lose that loved one who passed away. Why would he let you battle cancer? God doesn't love you. Let me tell you something tonight. If that's a voice you listen to, if that's a voice you're believing right now, I want you to know, that's the voice of a liar. And that's the voice of a thief. But here's the best part. There's another voice. And it's a still small voice. And it's a voice that I like to listen to. And it's a voice that says, I know you because I made you. I see the story of your life because I'm the one who wrote it. So place it in my hands. Let me be the author and finisher of your story. And watch the story of your life become an amazing story of redemption. That voice says, behold, I stand at your heart's door and I knock. Let the healing begin. Tonight I'm going to sing this song called The Healing Has Begun. And as I sing it, I just want you to open your heart. I want you to listen to these words. I want you to think about the broken chapters in your life. I want you to allow God to let the healing begin in your life. You have carried